What I'm going to cover today is some clues into finding out what you really want. Hey, aloha, Mark J coming to you from our windy, beautiful backyard here in Kauai, Hawaii. And welcome again to Thoughtful Thursdays. It's the first time here. You can certainly find the previous videos. I think you'll really enjoy them because we're building kind of a sequence here. You know, we've talked in previous videos about the simple idea that from the time we're 7 or 8 years old, we begin to get conditioned. And of course, our early caretakers, our parents, they were byproducts of the same system, teaching us what's healthy, what's normal, what makes us fit in. And you know, the reality is, why try to fit in when you were actually born to stand out? And in over 30 years of doing this and helping people learn to help themselves find and follow their heart's desire, one of the most disturbing and difficult things that we deal with on a regular basis, year in and year out, is asking people a simple question: what do you want? And they don't know. I get a list of things they don't want anymore. They don't want to feel stressed. They want to get rid of their bills. They want to pay down their credit card debt. But nobody seems to know what they really want. Why are you on this magnificent? This is the Goldilocks planet. No moon, we're not here. Another few hundred miles closer or further away from the sun, we're not here. You know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. We're literally drowning in miracles and information, but we're starving for wisdom. So what I'm going to cover for you today is the beginning of you starting to own who you really are and what you were intended to be. And I'm going to give you a question today, and I'm going to give you a question next Thursday, so that you can really start to open up the pathways from your heart to your ears. Of course, I'm referring to the mental ears, or the eye inside the mind. So where do we really start helping people help themselves discover what they truly want? So maybe you want to pause this for a second, or maybe you don't, but just write down, what do I really want? What do you want to achieve on this planet? Now, if you get sucked into the world's idea of what's great and successful, well, then you've missed the point of everything I've said up to this point. Maybe, you know, a woman creating a magnificent area of her home for her family. That's as much a work of art as a Van Gogh. It really is, as long as it's what you really want. So it could be home, it could be business, it could be community, and it could be spiritual. Those are the four major areas of life. But honey, you gotta choose, because you can't be great at all four simultaneously. And we talked about that in a previous video. So the first thing that we help people do is understand that there is nothing and no one that's going to change your world. It just isn't. It's an inside job. It's discovering who you were intended to be. And one of the things we like to ask people to jot down, so I'm going to ask you now, is jot down this question: what am I pretending not to know? Are you pretending not to know that there's an Aladdin's lamp right here? And you're pretending not to know that your heart never lies? The idea here, of course, is to recognize that all the miracles that are around you, this beautiful ocean, this marvelous wind, the sun, the way the earth turns, the magnificence of movement. Did you know that every atom is moving at 40,000 miles a second? Exactly the same as a black hole. We're all connected. What's your part in it? So one of the things we like to tell people is nobody can help anybody. You know, products and people and courses and information, they don't change people's lives. What changes people's lives is themselves. And the first step in doing this is self-discovery. So there's a link up here, probably right on the video. The fabulous Davine will put it on there for you. And it's basically, it's lazynetworkercolorcode.com. I want you to go there and take that test and find out, quote unquote, what color you are. There's 4 basic personality types. Now, Dave and I, my wife, have worked with profiles for, oh gosh, 3 decades. And the reason that we use color code is instead of testing for behavior and all that stuff like Briggs-Myers and DISC and all that, they're fantastic. But this is so much stronger for what you and I are trying to communicate about here right now, because it'll test for your core motive. And this will begin to give you a clue as to who you really are. Example, my wife, the fabulous Davine, she's a blue. My son Derek, he's a white. I'm a red. Davine's core motive is built around intimacy. That's her core motive. That's what drives her. That's why she behaves the way that she behaves. My son Derek, on the other hand, he's a white. And whites, beautiful personality type too, all 4 of them are. Whites are all about peace. So he's going to bring peace and calm in a situation. And so he needs to set some goals for himself. And when he discovered what he really wanted, he's bringing peace into other people's lives. He's got a church, he does a marvelous job with it, and the whole point of it is to help people break through the turmoil in their life and become at peace with themselves. So he's accelerating and enjoying his life because he picked a goal that's in line with his core motive, helping other people find peace. And this gets down to the great law of Emerson, give more, get more. So he's giving more of what he wants by trying to give peace to individuals. Davine, on the other hand, she has a small circle, but the intimacy with those people, you know, as far as I'm concerned, enough people. Let's go make something happen. Reds want to make something happen. They need to make progress. They're the shakers and movers in the world, and they're built all around progress. And then the 4th color that's probably listening today are yellows. Yellows, man, they're all about fun and adventure. So I'll give you a simple example. Guy's got an apple cart, and the apple cart breaks. And so one personality is going to say, hey, get this thing fixed right away. Let's go. It's costing us business. That would be a red. And so if people start to do that, he's going to feel good. A blue is going to go, oh my gosh, I bet somebody's going to get blamed for this. Let's try to help them fix it before they get yelled at. Okay, that's going to be the blue. Now the white, who operates on logic, is going to say, before we fix this, let's analyze why it broke and design it in a better way. And of course, the yellow's going to come along and say, hey, look at all those apples. Let's make some pie. So it's certainly okay to individualize your color. Nobody's trying to pigeonhole you, but I'd suggest you get there, get your color, and make sure you hit the link below so that you can get on our list and get a couple of skills that will help you with your life. Because from time to time, we run free workshops on color code, get you a lot more detail. But this is the beginning of you discovering what really drives you. Here's the unfortunate thing in the world today. The unfortunate thing in this fast-moving world is we've come to believe that our performance in our roles, mother, you can be a mother, a daughter, a worker, a sister, a wife, and so on and so forth. And we start to believe that our value is wrapped up in our role performance. This has nothing to do with who you really are and the fact that you're a 10, you were made first class by first class. The reason that most people are unhappy in their life is they are doing other people's ideas for life. You know, be a wife, get a job, if you're not raising kids. If you're a woman and you don't have kids, there's something wrong with you. If you're a woman and you have kids, then you're not also working, then you're not contributing to the house, you're freeloading. And if you're a woman and you have a business and you have kids, well, there's no way you could be good at either one. And by the way, you need to be anorexic too. I mean, this is the world trying to tell you. And we start to listen to this stuff when we don't know who we really are and what we really want. So get to Lazy Network or colorcode.com and find out what color you are. And when you find your core motive, there's a paid version over there and a free version. Just take the free version, same test. You'll find your core motive. That's what drives you. And you want to start to think of picking goals that will satiate that core motive. So this is Mark J from beautiful Kauai, Hawaii, and I'm a red and I like to see things happen. What I'd like to see happen is for you to comment down below, tell us these are too long, these are too short, go into more detail, whatever you feel like, ask questions. We're here to bring you some thoughts because as we've talked about on every one of these videos, the ancestor of everything is thought. So let us know what you're thinking. Hit the like button, comment, and hit the little bell. Ding, 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 ding. Yellows, it's so much fun. Blues, it'll really help me. Reds, you'll make things happen. And whites, it'll keep the peace. Hey, we'll see you next Thursday. Have a great day. Find that color. And here's the question I promised you. What am I pretending not to know? Write it down and ask it at every juncture during the day when you're making decisions. Here's a decision. Leave me a comment. Peace.